Hello, everyone. Today is Friday, March 4th, 2022. Fight against maritime piracy in the Gulf of Guinea. ECOWAS security forces in training in Abidjan. This article is taken from the Ivorian paper Fratmat. The Interregional Maritime Security Institute, ISMI, of the Regional Academy of Maritime Sciences and Techniques, ARSTM, is organizing a training seminar from February 28th to March 11th, 2022 at its premises in Yopougon. About 20 non-commissioned officers, military, Navy, maritime affairs, customs, police, gendarmerie, etc. So military, Navy. Okay, you have the Navy, maritime affairs. I'm guessing that if you're American, that would be like our Coast Guard. I'm guessing. Customs, obviously, they have boats where for when people arrive to the coast of their country. Police, self-explanatory. Gendarmerie, as I've said before, gendarmerie is actually what I pretty much was as a military police in the Army. It's like military police, but kind of more civilian than it is military, but it's kind of military police. And it says about 20 non-commissioned officers. For those who aren't familiar with the military, you have privates, and then you have above them, once they get promoted, a few grades above private, then they become non-commissioned officers. And the difference between a non-commissioned officer and a commissioned officer is, at least in the U.S. Army, the commissioned officers are commissioned, or they're appointed specifically by Congress, by the government, whereas non-commissioned officers are sergeants, etc., petty officers in the Navy, but they have similar authority to commissioned officers, like captains, lieutenants, and majors, things like that, up to generals and admirals and stuff like that. But not as much, obviously not as much authority, but they're in positions of authority, and they have and responsibility and so forth. But it's the way that we always looked at it is you have to make it through the ranks, and you have to fight your way up, sort of. Whereas commissioned officers, when it comes to a certain time, then they make it, and then they keep going. It's a little more civil, as it were, than with the non-commissioned officers, which this is talking about, because they quote unquote earn their promotions, and not that the commissioned officers don't. Initiated by the Regional Academy of Maritime Sciences and Techniques, ARSTM, through its Interregional Maritime Security Institute, ISMI, this seminar aims to better equip participants to enable them to participate effectively in the observation of maritime piracy, armed robbery, and illicit trafficking investigation and management of a crime scene. The theme of the training is exercise of the police, at sea. Case of armed robbery, maritime piracy of illicit trafficking. For the Director General of Maritime and Port Affairs, controlling the exercise of police powers at sea could be a response to the many illegal acts committed in the Gulf of Guinea. In case you aren't familiar with the Gulf of Guinea, is going basically from around Senegal, and you can go all the way up. Let's just say Senegal, down to around Angola. I think Angola is included in there. So you have basically, I'm looking at my map, Senegal, you have Sierra Leone, you have Liberia, you have not necessarily in this order, but Guinea-Bissau, you have Benin, Togo, especially Benin, Togo, Nigeria, and Ghana. That's really the heart of it, and Cameroon. And then you keep going until you get to Angola, and then you have the Republic of Congo. I think would be a part of that as well. I'm not sure about Angola, but you get the point. And interestingly, it's where the Atlantic slave trade, the human cargo originated going to the Americas for the most part. Okay. For the Director General of Maritime and Port Affairs, controlling the exercise of police powers at sea could be a response to the many illegal acts committed in the Gulf of Guinea. The observation is bitter. We are witnessing an upsurge in acts of organized crime in the Gulf of Guinea in recent years. The examples are legion, he said. He welcomed this seminar, which aims to make beneficiaries well-trained agents to contribute effectively to the improvement of maritime safety and security. In the same vein, the Director General of the ARSTM, Karim Koulibaly, argued that the maritime space of the Gulf of Guinea has been plagued by insecurity for the past 15 years. Piracy, armed robbery against ships, illicit trafficking of all kinds at sea, and it must be noted that Guinea-Bissau, which it may or may not be a part of this, it may be a bit north of it, although I said that it probably is a part of it, is known for drug trafficking of all kinds of at sea, undeclared and unregulated illegal fishing, INN, are all activities that threaten the safety, security, in a word, the stability and economic development of the coastal states of the Gulf of Guinea, he noted. Before continuing, when we add to this the rise of the phenomenon of terrorism driven by, and you might as well add, I mean, if you're not protecting that coast, a lot of illegal arms can be shipped there to the insurgents. Illicit trafficking of all kinds at sea, undeclared and unregulated illegal fishing, INN, are all victims, are all activities that threaten the safety. Okay, I think I went over that. Before continuing, when we add to this, okay, this is where we were. The phenomenon of terrorism driven by protest groups which abound in the Sahel, with extension projects in coastal countries, we have reason to worry about the future of the maritime sector and the economic development in general of the ECOWAS states. This is why he welcomed the holding of this training, which aims to teach the penal regime of the different maritime areas, instruct on intelligence and targeting techniques for vessels at risk at sea, in the harbor, and in port, strengthen know-how in vessel survey procedures and techniques, and in teaching the techniques of searching ships that can lead to the finding of an infringement. And so, since Nigeria has started to build ships, military ships, similar to Kenya building civilian ships, and you have operations like this, or in this case, it's training, which will lead to successful operations and so forth. And then when you add to that the ships, the military ships that Nigeria is making, we can rest assured that the West African nations will be equal to the task of fighting the problems or threats in regard to maritime security.